Hi guys, I am back with another video. This time I want to cover Google Forms, and there'll be a little bit of Google Sheets in here because there's this cool thing you can do in Google Forms. So I love Google Forms to sometimes do a call out for a pattern test that I'm going to have more than maybe 5 people for. So like I released a cardigan pattern back at the beginning of 2019, and I needed like 12 testers. I had 6 different sizes and I wanted 2 people per size. And it was just kind of hard it would have been hard to keep track of everybody because I had a lot of people that wanted to do it. So something I like to use is Google Forms. They have a lot of templates you can use. So I'm already in here. I usually just Google it because it's not always easy to get to. There's one for contact information, party invites, event registration, event feedback. Like there's a ton of different things. They have order forms. They even have education ones, which is great. But what I usually do, I usually just do a blank one. So I'm going to create a blank one, and it'll bring you to this page. And I'm not going to do the tour, but so you can title it. So then we'll take the example from back in January or February. So I usually, if I have a name for the pattern, I title that, I put that in the title. And then usually in here, I put all of the major details. So like testers will be selected by X date, and pattern will be sent on X date. Required things, Gmail account, Ravelry project, IG post or posts, detailed feedback. If you've not watched my one on Google Slides, you should really go back and watch it. Detailed feedback can be in a lot of different ways. If you don't use Google Slides for testing yet, this could just be an email with all of their notes. Or if you're using Google Slides, it could just be comments where things are wrong. And one modeled photo. So then I have that, and I could also put the type of materials used. So maybe it's a 4-weight yarn, 6mm hook. If I could spell, that would be awesome. And you can go from there. So the first thing I usually put is Facebook name, because sometimes they don't put their full name on Facebook. So if they have a Facebook name, that's usually what you want. If you go down here, I'm going to move this up here. You have this little toolbar right here, plus just adds a new section. You can import questions, you can add titles and descriptions, you can add pictures, videos, a new section. The next thing I usually ask is for like Instagram names, size interested in testing, and then I usually, for this one, it's multiple choice, so it could be extra small, small, medium, large, XL, 2X, 3X, and then stop it there. You can always make these as detailed as you want, so maybe for extra small, I want to put bust size 28 to 30 inches. And then that makes it easier for them to pick. I usually ask for Ravelry usernames, which I understand that a lot of people are no longer using Ravelry. I spelled that wrong. Due to a lot of different reasons, I still use Ravelry. That is a personal decision I've made. I stand for what the website says and does. Then can you meet the deadline of whatever your date is? And that's usually a yes/no question. And then I don't know, sometimes the questions change depending on what I need for the test. But I'm going to leave it at that right now. And then if you go up here to the bars, you have your more, which gives you options to like add collaborators, move to trash, make a copy, stuff like that. You can send it. This button gives you some settings you can do, so you could limit to one response. You could collect emails. You can allow people to edit after they submit. Presentation, so you can do different things. You could make it a quiz, so that would be kind of weird, but you could. You can customize it, so you can change the color. You can do a lot of different things. You can even view it from someone who might fill it out. So that's what it looks like filled out. Now the thing that I think is really important, I don't hate this, please go away. So when you go in here to your responses, so it doesn't show any responses because no one's done it. You can turn off and on the responses, which is nice. You can get in here and get emails for it. You can download them. But the thing I really like to do is you see this green button, it says create spreadsheet. When you click it, you can either select existing spreadsheet or do new one. So I'm just going to do a new one real quick. So and then I'll hit create, and it linked it to a spreadsheet specifically for it. And it shows shows the timestamp, and it shows all of the answers to each of this. So I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to fill this out real quick. That one didn't format right, but it's not required, so it's okay. You can make each of the questions required, but now that I submit it, I can go in here and now it shows the response, and you can do a summary or individual. And so like it'll show that on individual. But if you go to summary, for certain things that are multiple choice, it'll give you a pie chart. But if you go in here to the sheet, you can then go through and look at all the different things. I've done this in the past so that like I could sift through things easier, and like if someone didn't have a Ravelry name, I didn't fully say that they couldn't test, but it was one of my first things I looked for. Or if they couldn't take very good pictures, that like it helped me sift through things, and I could see when everyone had submitted different things. So I love Google Forms for this, and you can change the name and the questions real quick. So if you click on a section, you can have required is down here in the bottom corner. So I usually make Facebook name, Ravelry, Instagram, size interested in testing, and can you meet the deadline required. I usually make everything required, but those ones for sure, just because I need answers to those. But I hope this has been useful. I'm going to be doing a video on Google Sheets, so you should definitely check that out too. Don't forget, I've already done a video on Google Slides and Google Docs and Google Drive. So I really hope you find these videos useful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or leave a comment so I can respond. Have a good one.